fall camp previews continue. National acclaim for the WNCC football team. Humor me, please, here in the heart of American football country. In western Nebraska, globally, football is what many Americans refer to as soccer. And last year up on the hill, the WNCC men's team reached the national tournament for the first time in program history. Longtime head coach Todd Rasnick has stepped aside into an assistant's role, and former player and assistant Isaiah Ingram takes over the men's team.
Coach says he's easy to work with. Just a really great guy. He's really dedicated to the players, dedicated to the game. And so it's not a job at all, actually. I don't mind whatever role I take on a team. Doesn't really matter to me. I came here with the idea to help out student athletes, and so this role is just something a little different, that's all.
Coach Rasnick still in charge of the women's program. We'll get his thoughts on their team shortly. But for this men's team, year one under Isaiah Ingram, and he said this about what that trip to nationals has already meant to the program.
I think it's just given us more attention, more attention within the community, more attention in regards to agencies and clubs that maybe didn't know too much about us before, but are giving us some kind of attention now, and wanting their players to come out here to western Nebraska and be part of a team that is trying to build a culture. It's been a crazy last year. The success was kind of something that we expected, but also something that we didn't expect to grow in regards to our social media or the attention or the type of players that we've been able to bring since then. But at the end of the day, our main goal is to try to get better every day and every year. And the success last year has helped build us for this year. And I'm happy with the guys that we got and the attention that it's bringing and the pressure that it's bringing, because I think that we have the right guys to live up to it for sure.
The men's team will be representing a double-digit number of countries on the roster this season.
Kind of everywhere. We got guys from all over, South America, Central America, Africa, Canada, Europe. The biggest thing is, I'm a big guy into, I don't care where you're from and what language you speak. If you can play football, you can play football. That's the one common language that everybody knows and understands. This year it just fell that we had more guys that are kind of branched out. Last year we were more Latino-based. But at the end of the day, all the cultures and the melting pot of cultures, I think, is a great thing for us, a great thing for the community. And it just shows, I think, everyone around here especially, that there's kids from all over that are willing to come to western Nebraska to come and play football. So
the men's team is heading to play a preseason exhibition down in Garden City, Kansas on Wednesday. Mention the women's team under head coach Todd Rasnick. They'll be looking to improve on last year's record when they finished with 3 wins, 11 losses, and they had 1 tie.
Well, we're a little different this year. I'm still waiting on 2. The visa pause thing kind of killed us on a few players, and so we're hoping that they get here this week so that they can be involved with the team. But we have a good roster size this year. The players that we have are different than last year. I think we have more athletic, more soccer oriented players that are able to play at a high level. So we'll compete. We'll compete for a championship.
Freshman from Scottsbluff, Adriana Rodriguez, scored a pair of goals in their inter-squad scrimmage this past weekend. Both Cougar soccer teams head out to Utah to open up their season next Thursday. We'll go ahead and double up on our camp previews for today as we move back to the high school ranks and checking out Scottsbluff boys tennis. I was able to visit with the Bearcats a couple of days back. They're coming off a great season a year ago in which they finished 6th in the Class B team standings. After being the number 2 singles player last year, Oliver Carpenter now steps into the lead role as a senior at number 1 singles.
I'm very close to the 100 wins, so that'll be cool to get this season. As well as I'm just trying to keep my head down, get to state and just win as many matches as I can. Hopefully looking for around a top 5 finish would be pretty nice for me, but just keeping my head down and just playing the best tennis I can, and the wins will take care of themselves.
Carpenter, a medalist at state a year ago in 2 singles. Scottsbluff head coach Darren Emmerich on why Carpenter is primed for a big year at 1 singles.
So Oliver's really a great case because he started off as a freshman, a good athlete, obviously, had to learn the sport right away, and he really committed himself to that. But one of the things challenging about tennis is the mental part of the game, and he struggled a little bit early, like a lot of players do. I would say he's the most improved psychologically competitive player I've ever coached. And so all that added to his hard work on court has made him extremely competitive. He did really well at number 2 singles last year. He'll, of course, move up to number 1 singles this year, but I fully expect him to be in the top 5 at state again this year.
Another senior who's expected to help lead and also produce points on the court will be Nick Roberts, who says this opening week of camp is big for the development of the team.
Well, you start to see players kind of find their spot, who they want to play with, what position they want to play. They start to get their goals in mind, see what they want to play, have targets they're trying to aim for, and you just see them slowly work towards those.
Big run at state a year ago, and the head coach says their effort and dedication to the sport could be reasons why that same type of success is attainable this year.
These kids work really hard. These boys are on court all summer long. Highest level of off-season participation I've ever seen. They played tournaments, they played leagues, they traveled all over. And when they weren't, I never drove by here and didn't see people on court. So I think they've built a great start for the season already coming in. And I think that if they're as committed during the season as they were in the off-season, I think the sky's the limit.
The Bearcat tennis team set to open with a triangular in Alliance on the 28th before road matches in Lexington and McCook that Friday and Saturday. Stay tuned for more fall camp previews here on KDB.TV, the website, and on air.